So I was thinking about how overwhelming it is for so many of us to want to level up in whatever facet of our lives, or if it's multifaceted. It is just so overwhelming to level up. It is like shoved down every eye socket, every ear. Everything is like level up, level up, level up. It's like, why are you not leveled up? And you start overwhelming yourself with the idea of leveling up. You get anxious, you get angry with your lack of progress or lack of initiation, lack of commitment, right? It's like an all around, like, insufferable feeling for yourself that you just feel like you're spiraling, but downward. You're not spiraling upwards. And there is a reason, one, and there's also a solution, two. The reason why level up advice and leveling up in general, like the act of trying to improve yourself, the act of growing yourself, expanding, is so acutely chronic. The way that it's not just working out, right? It's not just eating right. It's not just adding spiritual practices. It's not just presenting yourself better and dressing better. It's not just working on learning a language. It's not just, going to that trip. It's not just anything. It is multi-system improvement. You are deciding, when you decide to change a habit, to start a new habit, to let go of an old habit, you are deciding that your current state is no longer something you want to live in. You want to improve. You want to move forward. You want to go somewhere else. You want to become that next version of yourself. And the reason why the commitment, the initiation, the lack of progress that you're seeing is so mentally, emotionally, and spiritually soul-sucking, like you feel like you're falling into yourself, into an abyss, is because all those things that we just listed, most of the things of level up is all surface level, but true, authentic leveling up is all spiritual, divine, is all inner work. It's all understanding your true self, your soul self. That's why it keeps feeling like a tunnel, something that you're falling into, because you're trying to fall into the abyss of yourself. And it's scary because you need to now confront your relationship with commitment, your relationship with progress, perfectionism, your relationship with initiation, your actual self with boundaries. Do you do what you say you're going to do? Or are you just all talk, no action? Right? That is the terminal end of the line thing that happens every time you try to level up, every time everyone else tries to level up. And that's why it is so draining, because you end up in the same dark hole, which is yourself. You're over here scrambling, looking for a flashlight in this dark hole when you are the actual light. You don't know it yet. You need to confront your actual relationship with yourself. That is leveling up. When you actually confront yourself, actually accept yourself, and actually say, hey, I love all these things about myself, and I get to do something different. I get to be more. I get to see more. I get to have more. I get to experience this world through a different perspective. That is when you have confronted yourself, when you have turned the dark tunnel into a light-filled, like you've ignited it with just deep passion and newfound understanding for yourself. That is when you crawl out of the hole. That is when the dip of crashing into whatever you said you're going to do, that's when you actually climb up. like rubber meets the road type of behavior. Like, this is when you actually start ascending, when you have turned that darkness into light. And so when you climb out of the hole and you continue doing whatever you said you're going to do, drinking water, working out, eating this, looking like this, journaling, doing all these things, when you maintain and continue to assert yourself and commit yourself to that progress, you're going to be out of the hole before you even know it and just continue frolicking around. It's nothing but a thing. The moment where something hard just becomes habitual to you, something normal, something ingrained, something that you just always do, you probably don't even remember how dark or how lonely it was when you first initially started it. I want you to think about the one thing that you started years ago that it seems like everyone is just now on, or you see a lot of like commentary or videos on, or like books on, but you've been doing it. The biggest things for me, like when I think about that, is like Pilates, intermittent fasting, and drinking water. Those three things, like the amount of times I hear people say those three things as like their ultimate level up advice, to me, it doesn't seem like anything, because I've been doing those things for years now, years. But I don't always remember how hard it was for me to initiate. So I'm getting annoyed hearing all this information. I'm like, okay, now, like, if you just don't want to work out, just say you don't want to work out. Like, no one's going to force someone to work out. Like, I'm tired of hearing you need to work out. Well, clearly we all need to work out. But I'm coming from a place that I've been working out for years. Some other people can be hearing that information for the first time, or they actually keep falling into the dark hole and then not committing themselves and then starting again, like the ultimate like restart. Because there's other things in my life that I feel like I'm always restarting. It feels like a restart to me. And I think that having empathy for other people, but also just focusing on your own. Like, I don't listen to videos or books or things anymore that like recommend things that I already do. Because for myself, my attention span, it like my brain starts shutting down. I start moping, like, no, let's keep ourselves in moderate to, if not high frequency, as much as possible. Just stop listening. Listen to something else, right? Listen to something else. Or people who are saying, oh, I'm trying to level up my makeup game. Like, to me personally, who I'm not the biggest makeup person, but I feel like I am I am past novice at doing my own makeup. That is not something that I value. Like, I know how to beat my face. I know how to bake. I know how to like arch my, like, I know how to do the things. I know what to look for. I know the terms. Like, I know what the placements. I went through the scary phases of high school wearing weird stuff. Like, I know what to do, and I always know how to enhance it when, like, what I'm particularly looking for, right? But I remember having friends in college that never wore makeup. And that was like the first time they ever did it. And it was such like a learning curve. It was like a turtle going in and out of their shell. Like, they committed and then they like left it, and then they committed again and they left it. And I was used to seeing that. We've all experienced that. That commitment, not commitment, commitment, not commitment. It's all the same. So if you see other people doing what you personally feel like you've been doing, or you feel comfortable doing, it's your norm, just have empathy, but don't pay attention to it. Focus on yourself. Focus on what you got. The second thing, which is the solution, is you need to pick, or we need to pick really, that the reason why leveling up is so hard is because we do too much. You're doing way too much. we're listening to people who've been doing it for years and years and years and committing ourselves to a complex system. Like, why is the 75 so hard? Like, why are people like so committed but for a short amount of time? Is it sustainable? And I think that's also the idea, that you should be deciding what is a level up thing and what is just a would love to do. Would love to do. Some things that are non-negotiables for someone else, like a requirement for their level up, is that could be nice for you. An example of this is like getting your nails done. Most everyone will superficially tell you getting your nails done is the ultimate level up. Like, level up, girl, get your nails done. But if you work in a certain industry, if you work as a certain person, like, you, sometimes that's not appropriate. Like, in my industry, that's not appropriate to always have your nails done. So what do I do instead? I always get a pedicure. Right? That is my level up. But I've also in the past have had like a full year, a year and a half where I was getting my Russian manicures, paying how much money, no extensions. My nails were strong, they were long, they were like oval, like they had some claws to them. Like, I did that before and it was fun. And I did it to a point that it was every 4 weeks. Like, I had myself on a schedule. I loved it. But to me, getting a manicure done is would love to do. Is not as much of a requirement as getting a pedicure done. That's a requirement to me. Every 4 weeks, get a pedicure. Every 4 weeks, get a pedicure. The same thing goes for everything else. So you need to come from a point of view of sustainability. What is something I can sustain for the next year? What is something I can sustain for the next 2 years? Another like big, easy level up, like just makes you look clean and crisp, is just wearing jewelry. Wearing jewelry. It doesn't need to be gaudy. It doesn't need to be anything unless that's your aesthetic. But if you find yourself not always wearing jewelry, going into like your work setting or other things blank, like you just want to incorporate, like for me, it was important to start incorporating jewelry into my life. I don't take my jewelry off. The only thing I take off are my earrings, but I always have like, I purchase like permanent bracelets for myself that I always have on for the last 2 years now. I have necklaces that meet my color analysis and my schematic that I wear all day, every day, shower with, all no problems. I just need to change my earrings out. And every single day I wear my earrings. It's now gone to a point that when I don't wear my earrings, it's like, am I willing to drive home to go put on some earrings at this point? Like, it's just a requirement. The same thing could be done for makeup. The same thing could be done for working out, eating well, nutrition. I love a good diet just as much as the next girl. I do. As much as people hate diet culture, I love a good diet. I love a good, like, short, sustained, or even a long, like, challenging of yourself to, like, yeah, I'm going to try to do this. Because I think even if you pass or fail, like, it gives you so much insight on, did you commit? Were you adherent? What are your actual woes while on the diet? Like, what were your actual wins? How was your mental elasticity? So that's why I personally love a diet. I personally love a challenge. I do that stuff all the time. I remember I did a whole year and a half where I was gluten-free. And the other time, that was the same year I started intermittent fasting. I dropped the gluten-free because I was like, I didn't really see as much of an improvement for myself. But intermittent fasting, committed, fell in love. Now I hear intermittent fasting said all the time. But it's something I've been doing for years now. My body doesn't even, my body's so used to it that sometimes I have to go for longer fast or even shorten my fast, eat something, and then elongate the fast so that my body has a little bit of a challenge, a little bit of uphill battle, because my body has gotten used to doing 16, 18, 20, 22-hour fast now while I'm at work. This was something that if you told me this over 10 years ago, I would have told you that's impossible because of how much I fainted, how much hypotension I had. I would have told you that's impossible. But slowly over time, you build up the resilience. And that's for any level up. The same girls that you see tell you, or you hear online say, oh, I could never do that because I don't have this and this. And you're looking at them like, what? That's unrelated. Like, I can't do that. I don't have my hair done, my makeup done. Da, da, da. That's their standard. That's their level up. That's their way. Right? Something I like, that's what they do. Or the girls who always wear heels every time they go out. That's a different type of level up. That's what they do. The bodybuilder girls, the people who swim every day, the people who go on a run every day, like going on a run every day, like that is their level up. But now to them, it's probably a normal thing. When they don't go on the run, that's when everything kind of slips up. So what is the solution to understanding this process for yourself? Aside from the spiritual journey that you're going to have to go on and the dark tunnel that you will fall into, and knowing what it's really asking you. It's not asking you, oh, it's not trying, like your ego is not trying to get in the way of, oh, you can't do this, da, da, da. No, go past your ego. It's your soul looking at yourself in the mirror and saying, are you willing to commit to this? So let's go back to the solution. I said, overall, you need to understand that you need to ask yourself, is what I'm choosing to do, and only choose one. Don't just say, I'm trying to get healthy this year. No. Specifics matter. So that's number one. Sustainability. Number two, be specific. Be specific. It's not, oh, I'm just going to get healthy this year. Health is wealth, and that looks different to everyone in the room. What are you specifically going to do to get healthy this year? And I recommend, this is my personal recommendation, pick one thing. If you're bold, pick two. But if you're really trying to commit to yourself, pick one thing. I remember a couple years ago when I started doing Pilates again in my room, and I was like so overwhelmed. I was like, I just need to work out. Like, this is ridiculous. How am I just using walking as a workout? Like, that's not a workout to me. Because I used to walk extra to make it a workout, or put weights on to make it a workout. And it, like, I loved walking. I still love walking. And I was like, I'm going to start hating walking just so I can, quote unquote, make it a workout. So I said, okay, what is something I can do? I can start doing Pilates. I took a Pilates class in college. I loved Pilates. I understand the whole mechanisms. It was such like a good integration for myself. It felt good on my body. But I don't want to pay these Pilates studio prices right now. Oh, I can go on YouTube. The biggest resource in the world, YouTube. Google, thank you. Thank you. Literally search up whatever, do a 25, 30, 40, 50-minute class. Bought myself a mat, and literally did it in my little room in grad school. That's how I started doing Pilates again. Now it's just normal. Like, I do it a minimum of 3 to 4 times a week. When I don't do it, my body feels it. I feel it. I mentally, like, my body naturally just is not as tired or exhausted as it should be at nighttime because I didn't work out that day. Is it hard? Yeah, I be sweating. I be like crying a little bit. I'm like, oh my goodness, right? But I know it feels good because it's no longer a point that I'm challenging my ego. I'm past that. I've done the darkness. I'm out. Like, this is just a normal part of myself. This is a routine. I do Pilates. Mat, home-based Pilates. That's what I do. The next stage, I have like a next level of, oh, maybe I want to go to a reformer class. Maybe I want to go to maybe I want to buy more equipment. Some blocks, a wheel, a ring. So whatever it is, make sure it's sustainable. Have a good way that is sustainable, not just for like, oh, I can do it for a year. No. Sustainable for like your life. Whatever it needs to be a net positive towards your life. That's why starting in the health realm is always a plus. Because it will add longevity, it will add elasticity to your life. But to make sure that it is specific, be as specific as possible. I'm going to do XYZ for 30 minutes every single day. I'm going to do XYZ for at least 20 minutes every single day, regardless. And in the beginning, this is point number 3. In the beginning, you have to do it every single day. Yes, you can do it for 21 days, 22, 28 days, whatever the deadline is to forming a habit. Sure. I would say at least 2 months, if not 6, every single day. I don't know. I don't care how exhausted I was. I would literally lay down in my bed at 10 p.m. about to crash. And then I would remember I didn't do Pilates. I would haul my butt back out, roll out my mat, turn on my laptop, put on whoever, and do the class. Bemoaning the whole time, but mentally and physically engaged. And I would close my laptop, go take a shower, go to bed. Commit, because you can commit anyway. We commit to school, we commit to jobs, we commit to individuals all the time without even a care in the world. So committing to ourselves, that's what's also highlighted in this whole level up. You recognize how much and how thin you're stretched out giving your commitment to other people who are not you. You don't have a net gain from that. There is no return on investment in giving commitment to other people. Kindness, sure. Generosity, great. Commitment, there is no net gain in commitment when it comes to giving it to other people. Your commitment to other people. There is a net gain in your commitment to yourself. And you'll also notice that's why people that you see who are very leveled up, very awe-inspiring, fully 180 their life, they are living their dream. Do you know why? You know, something that I've noticed about them is that people commit to them. They don't commit to other people. You fundamentally and spiritually do not have that much energy. Especially if you're not tapped into God's source. You have a finite amount of energy. And when you are committing to this thing, that thing, if your commitment are 8 pieces of coins, but you have 6 commitments, you only have 2 commitments left. But when you start adding level up things into your life, integrating them, right? You don't have time to just be laissez-faire and call people endlessly on the phone in the evening, for myself. No, you got to work out. You don't have time to make every single commitment, every single meeting, birthday party. No, because you have appointments, you have things to do. Hair, nails, therapy, doctor's appointments, derm appointments. You got stuff to do. You don't have time to stay later after work because you got to go home and cook and take an everything shower and work out, go to bed on time. You got stuff to do. So when you start feeding that commitment to yourself, you slowly start receiving back those other commitments from other people. You don't actually have the time, the energy, the coins to commit to other people. You can only hang out with someone every so many weeks. You can only talk to people every so many times a month, or really every so many times a year. Because you're committed to yourself, your own things. You don't actually have the energy, bandwidth to do it. That is the level up. When you make yourself the main character. When you decide that I'm no longer going to play the nice girl, I'm going to play the me girl. I'm going to be my own it girl. And sometimes this behavior to society is seen as selfish and vain and unchristian, or not like societally helpful. And that is what is a part of the level up. Leveling up is not convenient for everyone, especially yourself. Leveling up is not supposed to be convenient. Leveling up is the most inconvenient thing you can decide to do every time you do it. It's inconvenient for you. It's inconvenient for the rest of your commitments. It's inconvenient for your future self. It's inconvenient for all these other peoples and parties and stakes in your lack of growth. So many people have stakes in you not changing and you being stagnant. Yeah, leveling up is not a good thing for most people. Societally, we don't want a bunch of people leveled up. And most people won't do it. And that's also what you can bank on. Leveling up is inconvenient for everyone, especially you. And 2, most people won't do it. You're trying to put yourself in certain circles. You're trying to get yourself out of victimhood mindset, even alone victimhood mindset. Babe, most people won't do it. You're looking for friends in a desert. No one else is around. No one else is around. And that is the dark tunnel you're going to have to continue to face every time you level up. Am I willing to do this when no one else is around? No one else is helpful. No one else is doing it with me. Am I willing to do it? That's a question for yourself. Am I willing to commit to me? Am I willing to say I'm enough? I validate myself. I don't need other people's validation of me. I don't need other people to witness me. I don't need other people to know what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. Especially for us women, we like validation. And some of us go extra miles to receive validation, even if it is in the most uncouth, so disgusting way. Like, it's all based on validation. You see me, right? I'm seen. Women want to be seen. Men want to be appreciated. Women want to be seen. Men want to be appreciated. But a part of leveling up is deciding for yourself that you will see you and you will appreciate you. You will choose to harmonize and intertwine both that feminine and masculine parts of yourself to become one, to become the divine self. Does that mean you don't want a relationship ever with a romantic masculine partner? No, that's not what I'm saying. That is still very much in the cards. But when someone says, oh, I'm looking for my other half, right? That we always use that language so casually. I'm looking for my other half. No, you're looking for another whole. That is what you are saying when you choose to level up. I'm whole. Where's the other whole? Who else has leveled up? Who else has created discipline in their lives? Who else has created structure in their routine? Who else has created ritualistic practices? Who else has decided that I'm committed to myself? Yeah, that is selfish. It is very selfish to level up. And that's why everyone around you does not want you to do that. They want you to give away your energy, give away your commitment, give away your time, give away your resources, give away your coins, your money, your everything to them. Because that's your job. You're the nice girl. You're the girl who does that. Of course you do that. Of course you listen to all my problems and watch me bemoan. Of course you have nothing going for you. Of course you have time to deal with me. Of course. Level up. If you have all your friends calling you and complaining about stupid stuff, level up. If you have none of your friends and you have a lot of friends who are calling you and you're waiting for them to call you and hang out with you, level up. If you don't know who to, if you have so many people to call for birthdays and things like that, but you are always anxiously worried that they might not show up, level up. If you are never invited for any sort of invitations, or people don't really like invite you for certain things because maybe you don't look the part, maybe you don't have like the look for it, level up, level the fuck up. Level up. Stop cruising through life. Stop cruising through life. I always get so inspired and then also so shocked every time I see young, like women my age, in their 20s, 30s, living such magical lives that people usually only live in my from like before, like when I was younger, like I expected people to live like this in their 50s and 60s. Financial freedom, endless vacations, businesses running themselves. Like people our age are doing that now. Not saying it doesn't come with their own set of challenges, for sure. It's a different reality. But if you deep down are attracted, you have an affinity for that reality, it's because you are being called to that reality. You too are being called to do that. And what do you need to do? You need to test yourself. You need to go through a couple fires. You need to change your reality multiple times to get to that point where they're just not aspirations. Those are people who are like even your colleagues. How does that all happen? Leveling up. Discipline. Committing to self. Committing to self. Selfishly, wholeheartedly, completely, without any reservations. You are committed to self. You are both the masculine who is so open and protective and providing all the essential resources to support your level up, but you are also the feminine, and you are coming with your passion, your drive, your fire, your vision to see the future. That is a whole person, and that is the level up. You want better friends? Level up. You want to like yourself better? Level up. In whatever capacity that means for you. I will always say, start with health. Start with some sort of health. If that's physical health, mental health, spiritual health, emotional health, start with health. Make it sustainable. Be specific. And know that you're integrating the masculine and feminine powers within you.